Nightmares. Why would your own brain create terrifying experiences while you're supposed to be resting? Nightmares activate many of the same brain systems involved in fear and threat during waking life. During REM sleep, emotional brain regions become highly active, while the areas responsible for logical thinking become less active. That's why nightmares often feel vivid, emotional, and completely real. They're also far from random. Stress, trauma, anxiety, sleep deprivation, and alcohol withdrawal can all make nightmares more likely. Although people often believe every nightmare contains a hidden symbolic message, they're usually the brain processing emotional stress rather than sending coded warnings. The important thing to remember is that frequent nightmares aren't something you simply have to live with. Improving sleep habits may help, but treating the stress behind them often matters even more. If nightmares are severe, they're a genuine health concern worth discussing with a healthcare professional. Sleep paralysis. Few sleep experiences are as frightening as waking up unable to move. Your eyes may be open, you recognize your room, yet your body refuses to respond. Some people also hear sounds, feel pressure on their chest, or sense a shadowy figure nearby. Because these experiences feel incredibly real, many cultures once explained them as ghosts, demons, or other supernatural encounters. The scientific explanation is much simpler. During REM sleep, your brain temporarily switches off most voluntary muscle movement to stop you from acting out your dreams. Sleep paralysis happens when your awareness returns before that paralysis has fully worn off. At the same time, fragments of dream imagery can spill into waking consciousness, creating vivid hallucinations. Sleep paralysis is more common in people who are sleep deprived, under stress, have irregular sleep schedules, or sleep on their backs. Although the experience can be terrifying, it usually lasts only a few seconds or minutes and isn't physically dangerous. Being chased. Dreams. Being chased is one of the most common dreams people experience. The pursuer might be a stranger, an animal, a shadow, or something you never clearly see. What matters isn't who or what is chasing you, but the feeling of trying to escape. Psychologists believe these dreams often reflect avoidance. Your brain may be replaying the emotions associated with conflict, pressure, anxiety, or decisions you've been putting off. That doesn't mean danger is literally coming for you. Instead, the dream may mirror situations in waking life that feel easier to avoid than confront. Of course, not every chase dream has a deep meaning. Sometimes it's simply your brain creating an emotionally intense story while processing everyday stress. Falling dreams. The sensation of falling can feel so real that it jolts you awake. Many people wake with a sudden muscle twitch, known as a hypnic jerk, just as they're drifting off to sleep. Although hypnic jerks and falling dreams aren't exactly the same thing, the brain can combine them into a single experience. It interprets the physical sensation as a fall and builds a dream around it.
Recurring dreams. Why do some dreams keep coming back, sometimes for years? Recurring dreams often appear when the brain continues to process an unresolved emotion or situation. Stress, anxiety, grief, insecurity, or ongoing conflict can all trigger the same dream repeatedly because the emotional response hasn't fully changed. Research has found that recurring dreams are more common in people experiencing higher levels of psychological distress. That doesn't mean every recurring dream contains a hidden message. More often, it reflects the brain returning to the same emotional pattern until that pattern begins to change. False awakenings. Imagine waking up, getting dressed, checking your phone, or starting your morning, only to wake up again and realize none of it actually happened. That's a false awakening. Unlike most dreams, these feel almost identical to real life, making them especially convincing. Researchers believe they occur during unstable transitions between sleep and wakefulness, when the brain is close to becoming conscious but is still generating dream experiences. False awakenings sometimes occur alongside sleep paralysis or periods of stress, but they can also happen on their own. Their realism is what makes them so memorable, not any supernatural meaning. Prophetic dreams. Many people believe they've dreamed about an event before it happened. A conversation, an accident, or a place they've never visited may later seem strangely familiar. It's easy to see why these experiences feel paranormal, but science hasn't found evidence that dreams predict the future. Instead, the brain is constantly looking for patterns. Even during sleep, it organizes memories, emotions, and experiences while making predictions about what might happen next. If those predictions later come true, the dream can feel prophetic. Coincidence also plays a role. We naturally remember the dreams that seem accurate while forgetting the countless ones that predicted nothing at all. Psychologists call this confirmation bias. That doesn't make these dreams meaningless. Sometimes they reflect genuine intuition. Your brain may have noticed subtle patterns or warning signs before your conscious mind recognized them. Rather than predicting the future, the dream may simply reveal how powerful the brain's pattern recognition system really is. Lucid dreams. What if you suddenly realized you were dreaming while the dream continued? That's a lucid dream. During a typical dream, the parts of the brain responsible for self-awareness are less active. In a lucid dream, some of that awareness returns, allowing you to recognize that the experience isn't real. Some people can even influence what happens next, choosing to fly, explore, or change the dream itself. Scientists believe lucid dreaming represents a unique state between normal dreaming and wakefulness. While some people experience it naturally, others practice techniques like reality checks or dream journaling to increase the chances of becoming lucid. Although it can feel extraordinary, lucid dreaming is a genuine phenomenon supported by scientific research, not a supernatural ability.